Hey, what is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is October 13th. We have a pretty cool little market update for you today. Have some really awesome new listings to tell you about, so stay tuned for that. They're awesome, so you're gonna want to stay tuned for that for sure. So what we've got going on in Jackson, Josephine counties: 848 active single-family residential listings on the market today, this morning. Pretty stable, really, over the last couple weeks. We've been kind of hovering right around that same mark. 111 new listings did hit the market over the last week, which is actually below our 6-week average. It's the lowest we've seen in over a month. And so kind of maybe as we're getting into middle of October, we're starting to see a little bit less hit the market, which is what we would expect, but hasn't really been the trend yet. So anyways, 111 new listings. 30 of those went pending or closed already. 130 total pending in the last 7 days, which is right at our 6-week average. And 102 closes last week, which is also pretty much right at our 6-week average. So anyways, no major changes, over the last week. Everything's been pretty stable, still sitting at right around 2 months of inventory, and seeing what we would expect to see this time of year. So something else I want to share with you is I read a really interesting article, I would say. It references Zillow, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'll call it interesting. But basically it was saying Zillow's forecast model is predicting a 11.7% appreciation in home values over the next year. 11.7%. And they said that home values went up 17.7% over the last 12 months. So they're still saying like it's going to continue to go up, but just not as wild as it did last year, which is what on par with what I've been saying over the last few weeks. And that 17.7 that they said happened over the last 12 months, that's right on par with what I shared last week of the 14 to 23% that we saw here locally in our market in terms of appreciation over the last year. So something to think about here is if you're considering buying, okay, if values go up by 10 to 12%, here locally, like what Zillow's predicting, then a $300,000 home becomes $330,000, a $500,000 home becomes $550,000 for the same exact home this time next year, if they're right. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's if interest rates stay the same. There's a pretty general consensus that interest rates are not likely to go down. Okay, so if anything, they're going to be the same. That's the best case scenario in my mind. They may go up. So if they go up from 3% to 4%, let's say, and you have that 10 to 12% appreciation on the value of the home, now a $400,000 home today, okay, 123 Main Street for $400,000 today, in a year, that home would cost you $350 more per month to buy if we have the 10 to 12% appreciation and a 1% increase on interest rates. So just keep that in mind. Like, that's substantial. A $350 a month increase for the exact same home. So if you're one that's waiting for the market to crash, I mean, you're going to probably be waiting a long time. So anyways, just keep that in mind. $350 per month more for the exact same house next year is what we're looking at. That's what things are looking like. Of course, it's not, nobody knows for certain, but that's what a lot of intelligent people are predicting. So anyways, moral of the story, it's a great time to buy if you're thinking about buying. So now to those listings I was talking about. 2 really amazing listings. Number 1, 4035 Dodge Road hit the market last week. 10 acres, just about 10 acres, flat ground, amazing horse property. I mean, if you have horses or you know somebody looking for horse property, this place is perfect. Huge shop. Seller says the well's great. Never had any issues with it. $440 is the price on that. 4035 Dodge Road, $440,000. So check that one out. It is awesome. And then I also have a new one coming up next week, maybe the week after. But this place is super special. It's a log home. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right on the creek, year-round creek, and you can sit on the deck and just watch this creek flow by. All the attention to detail in this place is just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. It's all myrtle wood flooring, myrtle wood trim. I mean, locally sourced logs for the whole thing, tongue and groove, Port Orford cedar. I mean, the builder just went above and beyond to make sure that every single thing in that home is of the highest quality. It's an acre and a half, backs to thousands of acres of BLM public land, and $699 is all that's going to be asking for that one. So absolute deal on that one for sure. So, anyways, going a little bit long this week, but I wanted to make sure we shared those new listings with you. Make sure you check out the newsletter, the full version, so you can see all my favorite listings on there. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel here. And if there's anything in the world I could do for you, do not hesitate to reach out. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you next week.